Hi, welcome back to Tuesday's course on hashtag how to run for president, U.S. political structure. Here we discuss defending dissertations. Won't you come along with us? Chapter 2, Week 2. Beta. Adams, Trump. Defending dissertations. This position which has been taken must be defended.
This position which has been taken must be defended, or it's a moot point. We've created a unique position with Berg-Mountain Spring Water. Now, whether or not it is the best or healthiest is a trivial matter which can only be disputed by one in opposition. If we've been fed Berg-Mountain Spring Water since childhood as had Socrates dwellers in the cave, it's all we know, and even though it may not be best or healthiest, those in the cave have grown accustomed to it and will defend the acquired taste as if it were law, when in actuality it's just a preference. It is harder for people to change than stay the same, unless the product we are advertising is better or best. So, on our advertising to those further back in the cave we should include new, better, or best in its position. Defend our position, write it down and distribute it.
Defend our dissertation from outside forces as there are other spring waters, but we feel ours is better or best. Even though once we've reached the surface, we know that there are other types which may be equal, if not better, it's not beneficial to abandon our position unless we find that Berg-Mountain Spring Water is detrimental. So, we won't allow others to impose on those in our cave other waters with foreign trademarks which will only confuse the inhabitants. Though others may try, thinking there's better or even more dominant, them projecting their trademarks to our market must be restricted at all costs. Those entering the cave must go through customs, so that our market won't be disrupted by those who think what's new is somehow equal, if not better. Neither the Montagues nor the Capulets could allow their trade war to be lost, but Romeo and Juliet found themselves attracted to the other's brand. They only saw water as some see only soda where cola number 1 and number 2 are considered. Lemon/lime soda as an alternate may not prove to be in first or second place, but if the product were offered, it would prove just as refreshing.
Write it down, edit and print it out. The position to defend our product is not an offensive position as it would be were the military to intervene, but some may take it as much. Defense is not forward motion unless it is taking back a previous position taken. When fighting for a previous position taken, we are satisfied with recuperating what was lost by the initial attack. Once the goal has been accomplished, one only advances further out of malice or the hubris of the defeated. We bottle more than enough Berg-Mountain Spring Water to meet the needs of those in our cave and offer the rest to those outside for fair market value, of course. We don't need physical action to fight. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction as per Newton's second law of motion. Knowing that our cave is defended, others offering bottled water must be assumed armed as well. We only defend and protect what we feel is valuable, and our position on Berg-Mountain Spring Water being best, most refreshing or otherwise trivially superlative is held by others, if not only those in the cave. Ivy League schools are as such, because 9 times out of 10 one would prefer attending Vanderbilt University than any state-run university. Well, those in our cave will see Berg-Mountain as such as its dominance in the cave and lack of any other will ensure its consumption. Our small clientele is all we need to defend and be well on our way to a running for president.
Distribute it to the administration. Initially we're not trying to take over the world, not that we would otherwise, but just managing our small operation of supplying water to our constituents. If we don't know about something, we can't want it, so we control our demand by limiting our advertising, and produce enough to have a surplus just in case and provide some to the market for those who have left the security of the cave for the outside world and see Berg-Mountain as a symbol of from where they had come. It's best to do it all at the same time in a unified manner to secure and maximize the brand marketability. We want to bottle, distribute, and sell enough to make it worth our time and effort, but the greater of that in the fair market value. If it costs less than fair market value, we'd lose more offering our product in anything other than cups. As bottling protects the source of the water from the elements and price plus tax equals security at the treasury, a smaller offensive force with less crafty lieutenants could never best Berg-Mountain Spring Water is what we keep telling ourselves, but lo and behold, all the while we just want to win. Hashtag how to run for president is as simple as that. Just stick to original positions, and get prepared to roll with the punches. And, unfortunately, we have to let people go to another company, I mean cave. Or it could have been that 2 or more had conspired to take more than their fill. It's better to have one and not need it, Berg-Mountain, than to need one and not have one, Mossberg.
Because, if it was man-made and beneficial, then we identified, discovered, or produced something with science not art unless it is the part of philosophy that deals with aesthetics. As CEO you couldn't bring the company through murky waters. We had full confidence in you and turned at any mere gesture, but the money never came. You couldn't expect us to go where in your eyes and on your face we looked defeated. You proved to be not what we said we would at least provide. As a matter of fact, you made us lose money, and we need to get that back. Even though you settled for the mandatory minimum yearly stipend of $15,600 since 2002, 18 years equals $280,800 wasted on your being successes. Defend a position on anything. It doesn't have to be the President of the United States, unless that is your goal, and not even then. We don't have to put someone else down to boost ourselves up. So, we have to attempt a conspiracy to replace the current administration, because one can't do it alone, and an effective bloodless coup needs at least 11. So, get a few shotguns and lay them around the cave. They are more for decoration and of a blunt object used to warn and scare. being better to have one and not need it than the other way around. Countrymen when law is absent are autonomous.
That's all the information we have for this session. Next time we consider the Third Amendment and how it applies to us. Thank you for your time and consideration.